Elon Musk just revealed in Tesla's Q4 2021 investors conference call that they are not currently working on the $25,000 compact Tesla EV that was mentioned at Battery Day. In this video, I want to dive into some of Elon Musk's recent comments and talk about whether or not this $25,000 vehicle from Tesla will ever see the light of day. Back in September of 2020 at Tesla's Battery Day, Elon Musk said the following about a future $25,000 EV that Tesla hoped to produce in the future.
What does this mean for our future products? We're confident that long-term we can design and manufacture a compelling $25,000 electric vehicle. This has always been our dream from the beginning of the company. I even wrote a blog piece about it because our first car was an expensive sports car, and then it was slightly less expensive sedan, and then finally it's sort of a, mass market premium, but like the Model 3 and Model Y. But it was always our goal to try to make an affordable electric car, and I think probably, like I said, about 3 years from now, we're confident we can make a very compelling $25,000 electric vehicle that's also fully autonomous.
Even though Elon Musk mentioned in September of 2020 that this $25,000 Tesla would still be some 3 years or so away, there have been a number of rumors that have circulated through the Tesla community that seemed credible, that made it appear like the $25,000 Tesla could come as early as this year, 2022. However, contrary to rumors, here's what Elon Musk had to say about a potential $25,000 Tesla vehicle in the Q4 2021 investors conference call.
We're not currently working on the $25,000 car. At some point we will, but we have enough on our plate right now. Too much on our plate, frankly. At some point there will be. But I think that's sort of a question that it's sort of the wrong question. Really, it's the thing that overwhelmingly matters is when is the car autonomous? At the point at which is autonomous, the cost of transport drops by, a factor of 4 or 5.
Notice that Elon Musk didn't squash all hopes of a future $25,000 Tesla EV coming out, which I'll talk more about later on in the video when we talk about whether or not this vehicle will see the light of day. However, as it sits right now here in 2022, it is clear that it doesn't make sense for Tesla to focus on a cheaper $25,000 model right now. One of the first reasons why it doesn't make sense for Tesla to focus on a cheaper $25,000 car right now is because they have plenty on their plates as it is. Tesla is currently building 2 new factories, one in Germany and one in Texas. They're currently ramping up their 4680 batteries. They're about to produce a new Model Y 2.0 with the structural battery packs. Then there's the Tesla Semi, the Tesla Cybertruck, and also the Roadster. On top of all that, Tesla is spending a lot of time and resources on developing full self-driving in their vehicles, and also they're now working on a Tesla robot. Even a company like Tesla that has a lot of resources and now they are generating a lot of cash, they only have so much bandwidth and they can only work on so many projects at one time, and working on a high volume $25,000 or so EV right now really doesn't make any sense. Another reason why it doesn't make sense for Tesla to work on a cheaper compact EV right now is because demand is white hot for their current vehicles. Even with all the price increases this year, Tesla can still sell every single car they produce, and there are no signs of this slowing down anytime soon. Tesla is not demand constrained, they're currently only supply constrained because they can only manufacture so many vehicles. For the 2 most popular vehicles, the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y, there are still decently long wait times if you order a vehicle, especially for the cheapest variants, where you might have to wait till October, for instance, for the cheapest variant of the Model 3, or wait till December for the cheapest variant of the Model Y if you were to order them today. Why would Tesla actively work on a cheaper car when they cannot currently keep up with the demand that they have right now? Once Tesla is able to produce enough electric vehicles that they're keeping up with demand, that's when it might start making sense to think about the $25,000 Tesla once again. In my opinion, it makes a lot more sense for Tesla to focus on a cheaper version of the Model Y, a rear-wheel drive version with a lithium iron phosphate battery pack, and I do believe we'll see that version show up in the United States for the Model Y sometime this year. Another reason why I don't believe it makes sense for Tesla to focus their time and resources on a $25,000 compact EV right now is because I'm not so sure they could sell a $25,000 vehicle right now profitably, at least one that would meet their standards, Tesla's standards of having enough range, having good technology, and also having enough performance to wear the Tesla badge. For instance, in Tesla's Q4 2021 investors letter, they mentioned that the cost of goods sold, or the cost per vehicle, dropped to around $36,000 in both Q3 and Q4 of 2021. And if you remember, Q3 and Q4 of 2021 were dominated by Model 3 and Model Y sales, which are, of course, their lower price vehicles. That means that the average cost to produce the Model 3 and the Model Y is only really just going to be a little bit lower than that $36,000 amount. So for Tesla to produce a profitable $25,000 vehicle, at least right now, I believe that would be very difficult. Now, in just a minute, I'll talk about whether or not this $25,000 Tesla will ever see the light of day, but I did want to talk about something that could actually cast doubt on the $25,000 vehicle being something Tesla produces in the future, because it appears like Tesla has a little bit of a shift in focus away from the lowest cost per vehicle to the lowest cost per mile driven or per kilometer driven in a vehicle. In Tesla's Q4 2021 investors conference call, Elon was asked how their projection of 50% growth year over year will be possible without a $25,000 car. Elon Musk responded with the following.
Yeah, I mean, it is apparent from the questions that the gravity of full self-driving is not fully appreciated. If an asset has 5 times more utilization than in fact, it's like dividing the cost of that asset by 5. So if you have a $50,000 car, it's like having a $10,000 car all of a sudden. But maybe better than that, because still you don't need anyone to drive. So the person can be engaged in productivity or amusement instead of having to, onerously drive through traffic. So it's probably better than 5 times. I don't know. Basically, if the cost of our cars does not change at all, we would still sell as many as we could possibly make.
I believe it's also important that we play Elon Musk's response when asked about whether or not people could buy full self-driving licenses that they could transfer from vehicle to vehicle.
We're just going to be focused on what sells for the fully considered lowest cost per mile or kilometer of driving, and these are so. That's what matters. Like, how do we maximize the efficiency of getting people from one place to another, and then charge them in a sensible way.
Notice that there appears to be a shift in Tesla's focus from cost per vehicle to cost per mile or kilometer of utility. Whether or not you believe Tesla will achieve full self-driving cars sometime in the near future, the fact remains that when and if this does occur, it will be a huge step change in the utility and value proposition of autonomous electric vehicles. I mean, if you think about it for a minute, if Tesla does reach full self-driving abilities before any other automaker, the demand for their vehicles is going to be so strong because of the value of an autonomous vehicle that a $25,000 car at that point wouldn't make any sense, because they could charge way more for their other vehicles like the Model 3 and the Model Y. And the demand would be even stronger, I believe, than it is today if they had fully autonomous vehicles that they could sell. So really going back to the main question that I asked at the beginning of the video, and that is, will a $25,000 compact Tesla ever see the light of day? I do believe it's still possible because Elon Musk did not completely shut the door, but I believe it'll only happen when and if the supply and demand balance reach a point where a $25,000 Tesla EV is necessary for Tesla's continued growth. And if this does happen, it'll likely be a number of years into the future, because I believe demand, especially for the Cybertruck and the Model Y, will keep Tesla busy for quite some time. It's also important to note that if Tesla does bring out a $25,000 vehicle in the future, that will be for the car itself. You'll likely have to pay quite a bit extra for the full self-driving package like you do now, and likely the price will be even higher than the price is now. So while at the end of 2020 for Tesla, it seems like it might be a good idea to develop a $25,000 car, as it sits right now, focusing time and energy on this would not be a good idea. While Elon Musk and Tesla have not necessarily canceled the $25,000 car, it's highly likely that Tesla will cancel it at some point in the future because it will be no longer relevant. Do let me know what you think in the comments section below. Do you believe a $25,000 Tesla will ever see the light of day? As a reminder, the 2022 electric SUV buyer's guide is now available in a downloadable digital magazine format at Cleanerwatt.com. This buyer's guide features over 60 pages of content and has details on 29 electric SUVs that are either available now or will be in the future. I'll put a link in the video description if you'd like to go and purchase a copy of this digital 2022 electric SUV buyer's guide. Well, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through to the end. I'd like to take a moment to thank the Patreon supporters who support me every month and help make this content possible. A special thank you to my performance supporters and also the other supporters listed on the screen. If you'd like to find out more about the Patreon community I've set up, I'll put a link in the video description. Thank you so much.